Blessings, 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 beloved. I am Mama Pam, aka Pamela Dobson, of the SMRF Family International Interactive Ministry, where we do read the Word of God, beloved, 7 minutes every day, so you do not have to read. Today's read is not for Tuesday. Today's read is for Wednesday. Here we go. Wednesday. Today's read is for Wednesday, April the 24th, 2020, April the 24th, 2024, reading from Acts, the 20th chapter and the 14th verses, reading from the King James Version of the Word of God, and it reads, "And when he would not be persuaded, we ceased, saying, The will of the Lord be done. And after those days we took up our carriages and went up to Jerusalem. There went with us also certain of the disciples of Caesarea, and brought with them one Manasseh of Cyprus, an old disciple, with whom we should lodge. And when we were come to Jerusalem, the brethren received us gladly. And the day following, Paul went in with us unto James, and all the elders were present. And when he had saluted them, he declared particularly what things God had wrought among the Gentiles by his ministry. And when they heard it, they glorified the Lord and said unto him, Thou seest, brother, how many thousands of Jews there are which believe, and they are all zealous of the law. And they are informed of thee, that thou teachest all Jews or among the Gentiles to forsake Moses, saying that they ought not to circumcise their children, neither to walk after the customs. What is it therefore? The multitude must needs come together, for they will hear that thou art come. Do therefore this that we say to thee. We have 4 men which have a vow on them. Take them and purify thyself with them, and be at charges with them, that they may shave their heads, and all may know that those things whereof they were informed concerning thee are nothing, but that thou thyself also walkest orderly and keepest the law. As touching the Gentiles which believe, we have written and concluded that they observe no such thing, save only that they keep themselves from things offered to idols, and from blood, and from strangled, and from fornication. Then Paul took the men, and the next day, purifying himself with them, entered into the temple to signify the accomplishment of the days of purification, until that offering should be offered for every one of them. And when the 7 days, I love 7, and when the 7 days were ended, the Jews which were at Asia, when they saw him in the temple, stirred up all the people and laid hands on him, crying out, Men of Israel, help! This is the man that teacheth all men everywhere against the people and the law and this place, and further brought Greeks also into the temple, and hath polluted this holy place. For they had seen before with him in the city Trophimus, an Ephesian, whom they supposed that Paul had brought into the temple. And all the city was moved, and people ran together, and they took Paul and drew him out of the temple, and forthwith the doors were shut. And as they went out to kill him, tidings came unto the chief captain of the band that all of Jerusalem was in an uproar, who immediately told the soldiers and centurions, and ran down unto them. And when they saw the chief captain and the soldier, they left beating of Paul. Then the chief captain came near and took him, and commanded him to be bound with 2 chains, and demanded who he was, and what he had done. And some cried one thing, and some another among the multitude. And when he could not know the certainty for the tumult, he commanded him to be carried into the castle. And when he came up on the stairs, so it was, that he was borne of the soldiers, for the violence of the people. For the multitude of the people followed after, crying, Away with him! And as Paul was to be led into the castle, he said unto the chief captain, May I speak unto thee? Who said, Canst thou speak Greek? Art not thou the Egyptian, which before these days madest an uproar, and leadest out into the wilderness 4,000 men that was murderers? But Paul said, I am a man which am a Jew of Tarsus, a city in Cilicia, a citizen of no mean city, and I beseech thee, suffer me to speak unto the people. And when he had given him license, Paul stood on the stairs and beckoned with the hand unto the people. And when there was a great silence, he spake unto them in the Hebrew tongue, saying, chapter 22, My brethren and fathers, hear ye my defense, which I make now unto you. And when they heard that he spake in the Hebrew tongue to them, they kept the more silenced. And he said, I am verily a man which am a Jew, born in Tarsus, a city in Cilicia, yet brought up in this city at the feet of Gamaliel, and taught according to the perfect manner of the law of the fathers, and was zealous towards God, as you are all this day. And I persecuted this way until the death, binding and delivering unto prison both men and women. As also the high priest doth bear me witness in all that state of the elders, from whom also I received letters unto the brethren, and went to Damascus, to bring them which were there bound unto Jerusalem, for to be punished. And it came to pass that as I made my journey, and was come nigh unto Damascus about noon, suddenly there shone from heaven a great light round about me. And I fell upon the ground, and I heard a voice saying unto me, Saul, Saul, why persecutest thou me? And I answered, Who art thou, Lord? And he said unto me, I am Jesus of Nazareth, whom thou persecutest. And they that were with me saw indeed the light, and were afraid. But they heard not the voice of him that spake to me. And I said, What shall I do, Lord? And the Lord said unto me, Arise and go up into Damascus, and there it shall be told thee of all things which are appointed for thee to do. And when I could not see for the glory of that light, being led by the hand of them that were with me, I came unto Damascus. And one Ananias, a devout man according to the law, having a good report of all the Jews which dwelt there, came unto me, and stood and said unto me, Brother Saul, receive thy sight. And the same hour I looked up upon him, and he said, The God of our fathers has chosen thee, that thou shouldest know this his will, and see that the just one, and thou shouldest hear the voice of his mouth. For thou shalt be his witness unto all men of what thou hast seen and heard. We're going to stop right there. It's a little bit more and went a little bit further than the 7 minutes, but it's a long chapter, so we'll stop right there on tomorrow. I want to say thank you for those of you who are so faithful to come and listen to the reads and peruse what we read every day, what we read from the Word of God. But I'm asking you now to begin to give offerings. I'm asking you to give just $7. If you do $7 a month, that would be such a blessing. You can go to either of the sites that you see there on the flyer there. The donate $7, 7-minute MamaPam23, PayPal.me, and Zelle. I will not be on live the rest of this week. The doctors told me to take a week off to rest my voice. So keep me in your prayers. Until then, God bless.